Hello everyone. Uh, Now we are gonna do this problem, which is three sum, and it's Leetcode 15 problem, and it's a medium level problem and asked in many top MNCs. So the problem statement is: given an integer array nums, we have to return all the triplets nums I, nums j, nums k, such that I is not equal to j, I is not equals to k, and j is not equals to k. Means all the three integers shouldn't be equal, and nums I plus nums j plus nums k should result to 0. Okay, and notice that the solution must not contain duplicate triplets. Okay, so we have to make a triplet such that it doesn't contain duplicate numbers. Okay, then let's see the example. So in example 1, the nums array is -1 0 1 2 -1 4 -4, and the output that we are getting that result in 0 is -1 -1 2 -1 0 1. If you sum all these three values, which are 2 -1 and -1, it will result to 0, and when we add -1 0 and 1, it will also result to 0. Okay, so the distinct triplets are -1. Notice that the order of the output and the order of triplets doesn't matter. Okay, so the first approach that I can think of is the brute force approach will be we can use three nested loops like from I equals to 0 to n, then j equals to I to n, and then k equals to j to n, and then we can add and check that if it results to 0, if it leads to 0, then we can add it in our output array list or list, and then we will return it. Yeah. But this brute force approach takes order of n cube time, and which is not a good time complexity for this problem. So we will try an optimized approach in which we will use sorting first, and we will sort the array, then we will use binary search here, as we know that binary search can only be implemented upon a sorted array, and we will make it as a two pointer approach. So let's solve this problem. So first create the out, as we want to return, as we have to return the output as list of integers. So we are creating a list of integer. Let's name it as output equals to new array list. Okay, now we will check as a base case. The base case is if our input array is null, or its length is uh, less than equals to 0, then what we will do, we will just return our empty output list. And if it doesn't, then first we will sort the nums array. And how can we do that? We can arrays dot sort nums. Now run a loop from I equals to 0 to I less than. Let's calculate the length of the nums first, and n equals to nums dot length. So we will run this loop till I is less than n minus 2. Why n minus 2? Because we want have to return three triplets, so we have to take less two numbers. Okay, and I plus plus. Then we will check that if our I is greater than 0 and our nums I is equals to our nums I minus 1. Okay, then just continue. This will not be, because we have applied this condition that if I is greater than 0. Okay, and here is end, so it will only be applicable when I is 1 or greater than 1. So that if I is 1, then here will uh, at here we will have I minus 1 as 0. Okay, so it will not return any error. So let's take the low variable, create a low variable, int low equals to y plus 1, int high equals to uh, n minus 1, n is the length of the array, and while low is less than high, what we will do, we will calculate the sum, which is nums high plus nums low plus nums high, nums high. Okay, now we will check that if our sum is 0, that if we have got a sum as 0, then we will create a list of type integer, and let's say temp equals to new array list, and then we will in temp we will add nums of high, nums of low, temp dot add nums of low, temp dot add nums of high, and add this temporary list to output list. So output dot add temp. Now just increase our low and decrease our high by 1, and let's apply that while our low is less than high and our nums low is equals to nums low minus 1, then just low plus plus, else while our low is less than high and nums of high is equals to nums of high plus 1, then decrease our high by 1. Now this if condition is complete. Now let's come to the else if part, which is else if the triplet results to sum which is less than 0, then just increase the low. Okay, and else in else part we are checking that if the sum becomes greater than 0, then just decrease the high part. Okay, and now at the end here, right? Yeah, at the end just return the output. Now let's run this code. It is running fine, so let's try to submit it. Yes, our code gets submitted, and thank you for watching the video. I'll be uploading more videos soon.